Next on Worcester News Tonight, a state study finds traffic has reached a tipping point. We'll tell you which major roadway in central Massachusetts is mentioned as a problem area. Plus, a new program aims to help people living with disabilities learn leadership skills. Today, they took part in a civic duty. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amanda Dobrowski. Award-winning pipe band, the Worcester Kilties, are heading to the World Championships. We caught up with them today as they prepare for their performance in Scotland. David Mathven and Colm Lunt have played together for years. In 2013, they joined the Worcester Kiltie Band. In the U.S., there are 5 levels of pipe bands. The best is grade 1, and it ranges down to grade 5. Over their years, they've come a long way.
This band was a grade 5 band, and we brought it to the point where we won the World Pipe Band Championship in grade 3 in 2016. And so then we got promoted to the next grade, which is grade 2, which is where we're at right now.
The pipe band just finished in 2nd place at the North American Pipe Band Championships in Canada, and will travel to Scotland next week to compete in the World Pipe Band Championships. Mathven says going up a grade also ups the competition, but he believes they have a good shot.
It's very, very tough competition in that grade, especially when you're travelling over to Scotland, you know, to the home country, to try and challenge them and the Irish and the other bands from the United States. There's bands from Australia, New Zealand, all over the place. We're up there. You know, as far as the standard goes, we're pretty competitive.
The competition will be in Scotland on August 16th and 17th. Lunt says if they win 1st place, there's a good chance they could move up to a grade 1 pipe band. The city of Worcester may have held a ceremonial groundbreaking for Polar Park last month, but today the digging actually started. Polar Park posted on Twitter, the plot of land in the Canal District is now a construction zone. You could see some of the torn up concrete from where they're digging, and the entire area is now blocked off. Earlier this week, the team laid the bases in their spot for the first time. Polar Park is expected to open in the spring of 2021. A local barbershop is recovering after they were broken into last month. The owner was on a mission trip helping others when the incident happened. Now neighboring businesses are working together to help him out. Our Gretchen LaRosa has more.
A barbershop in Worcester says they're all about positive vibes.
Their personalities are different, but different's good, and it's fun.
Axe to Grind owner Justin Pitts was on a service trip in July when his shop was broken into.
We're over in Southeast Asia doing charity work for children that have nothing, and somebody broke into the shop and stole our supplies and equipment and checkbook and a bunch of other stuff.
Pitts opened the barbershop in 2018. He's cut hair for a long time, and his customer base has really grown over the years.
We do more for the community than just cut hair, and to see the community step up and do stuff for us when, you know, we got handed a short stick it's an amazing thing.
Since the burglary, Pitts admits he's surprised by an outpouring of support.
What we saw with that happening is a whole community of friends and family that stepped up and, you know, went above and beyond to help us out.
I've came here now, I think this is about my 5th time coming here, and every single time I've walked out of here happy.
Pitts filed a report with the Worcester Police Department, but says his priority is watching his business succeed and giving back to his neighborhood.
It's just good to know that there's a community behind us that we didn't maybe even know existed.
Now, a fundraiser was held here today at the Pint. Barbers from the shop say they appreciate any support they've seen. In Worcester, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
The state's Regional Environmental Council celebrates the completion of this year's Youth Grow projects. Dozens of children and teens from Worcester's Main South neighborhood spent the last 6 weeks working on the farm site on Oriad Street. They learned how to garden as well as how to learn the importance of soil and the local food system. For the organizers, it's all about teaching life lessons.
But really our program is about developing leadership and professional skills so that they are more apt to be able to go out and get other jobs, and that they're prepared and they have the experience and understand what employers are looking for, initiative, dependability, all of those things.
These are people who are going to go into the world 40 years later. They might be doing something like this, and I can't even imagine what they'll create.
If you're interested in visiting the farm, it's located at 63 Oriad Street. An area nonprofit aims to help young people living with disabilities. The program provides them with leadership opportunities and helps them be more engaged in their communities. Thursday, they held a political literacy day at Worcester City Hall. Our Kim Jandro has the story.
Jeremy Rodriguez recently celebrated his 18th birthday, and with the help of Epic Service Warriors, he was able to register as a voter for the first time.
It's interesting to, learn about, how my vote can actually count for, who gets elected.
EPIC is an acronym. It stands for Empowering People for Inclusive Communities. The nonprofit aims to prepare young people with disabilities for adulthood, as well as help them be civically engaged in their communities.
So today was about them learning about how to utilize their voice in the city of Worcester. So they learned about how the city council works. They got to meet with Councillor King again.
Rodriguez is one of 7 participants in EPIC's Worcester program. He wants to work in a technology field, and EPIC has helped him move towards his dream.
This has been a big help. Learning the perfect job skills for different things that I'll be learning.
Rodriguez and the current group of warriors will do community service in the city for 1 year. And while EPIC wants to develop these young people, they're also looking to fight the stigma surrounding disabilities.
We often think people with disabilities need to be served and we need to help them, whereas these young leaders are coming in and saying, no, we're here to serve you, we're here to feed you, we're here to clean your park, we're here to paint your school.
Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
The Worcester Housing Authority has purchased a new building in the city. According to the Telegram and Gazette, the WHA has recently been looking to expand. Records from the Worcester Registry of Deeds show Building Features, Inc., the authority's nonprofit, bought the former Reliant Medical Group campus on Plantation Street for $3.9 million on July 31st. We did reach out to the WHA, but have not heard back. The governor and the Secretary of Transportation have released the findings of a year-long study aimed at trying to fix our traffic problem. It finds backups are only getting worse because traffic has reached a tipping point due in part to the state's strong economy. According to the study, in Central Mass, the stretch of Route 9 through Worcester and Shrewsbury is one of the most consistently congested corridors in the state. I-290 westbound through downtown Worcester is heavily congested on average every day, with the most congestion at 4 p.m. The report has numerous recommendations, including replacing old signals in cities and towns, building more housing closer to places where people work, and continued investment in the MBTA and public transportation. The governor also wants the state to look at managed lane pricing instead of the better-known practice of congestion pricing. In this case, people would pay tolls to be in lanes that are less congested, and that would free up traffic in other lanes in the process. Charlie Baker admits solving the state's traffic woes will not be easy.
I think the answer is it won't be solved unless you stay disciplined and committed to the things you believe will solve it over a long period of time. I've said many times about the crisis in addiction with respect to the opioid epidemic that we didn't get into that overnight. We don't get out of it overnight. And you can pass a couple of pieces of legislation that matter, but the real work's going to take a long time. I view this the same way.
Despite the long-term commitment required, the governor did say many of the recommendations could be put in place in 3 or 4 years. The 28-year-old man accused of stabbing Amanda Dobrowski to death will remain at Bridgewater State Hospital. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office says Carlos Ascencio could be there for up to 6 months for further evaluation. Ascencio was charged with stabbing the 31-year-old woman to death in July at O'Connor's restaurant in Worcester. Prosecutors say he stabbed her 15 to 20 times. A judge determined Ascencio was not competent to stand trial. Westborough police arrest a level 3 sex offender for openly committing a lewd act. Police say Cumberland Farms employees noticed Joseph LaPlante committing the act. He was found along the edge of the woods near the company's headquarters. LaPlante is already a registered sex offender. He was charged with open and gross lewdness. In Southbridge, police arrested 28-year-old Edwin Madeira. They say he broke into a home last week while the homeowner was on vacation. The homeowner says nearly $30,000 in cash and jewelry was stolen. Madeira is facing multiple charges, including breaking and entering during the nighttime with intent to commit a felony. The city cuts the ribbon on the Betty Price Playground. It received more than $1 million in renovations. The $1.2 million project included the installation of a new ADA accessible playground, a new fitness area, and paved walkway. It's named after the late Elizabeth Betty Price. She was the first African-American woman to be named to the school committee and founded the Prospect House, which helps to assist people in need. City officials say this will be an area for the community to enjoy for generations to come.
This is important to the quality of life. It's important for kids to have safe places to play. It allows us spaces to program, whether it be exercise classes in the park or summer youth recreation program, or to have community block parties and things that facilitate community and bringing people together.
It's not just about downtown Worcester, it's about our neighborhoods. And as you can see here today, how much money was put into this park, and there's a lot of activities that our families and kids can come and do now.
The renovation project is part of a $58 million city investment.